Now for the third step, it is a little trickier, you know, because you will need a special tool to hold the front pulley in order to unscrew the bolt in it. So you can use a Yamaha special tool, but it is very hard to find and it is probably very expensive. Instead of this Yamaha special tool, I use this tool which is called the boa constrictor. I bought it in Canadian tire stores in Canada. It is certainly available in many other hardware stores. It's hard with only one hand, you know, because I'm holding the camera. It's a rubber strap and a handle, and as you can see, the rubber strap, there is a excuse me, there is a groove where the rubber strap can be set in, and this rubber strap can hold pretty tightly everything. You can adjust the length of the rubber strap like this. You can make it bigger or smaller, you know, and you can use it to hold quite firmly various range of diameter. You will also need, to perform the third step of the derestriction, you will need ratchet and 17mm socket. So that's what you will need for the third step. Oh, and I almost forgot about this, but there is probably a better way, or depending on the opinions, but you can also maybe use an impact wrench in order to remove the bolt that holds the you see the front pulley. But an impact wrench is quite expensive, and you need there are some electric impact wrench, but other impact wrench use air compressor, pressurized air in order to drive it. And the thing that I don't like about the impact wrench is that you don't have the manual feeling about the torque you apply on the bolt. So with an impact wrench you can easily over tighten a bolt, or you may not feel if it's not tight enough. So I do not recommend using an impact wrench, because you don't have proper tactile feeling. I'm not sure this word exists in English, but you cannot feel the torque you use to tighten or loosen a bolt. So maybe it's a little trickier to use a boa constrictor and socket, but you will be certain then that the bolt is properly tightened. Okay, so now here we go with the procedure to remove the front pulley. Okay, so here we are now for removing the front pulley. It is a little tricky, but if you are handy person, if you have some agility with your hands, you can do it. So you will need the boa constrictor, this handy tool. You have to put it to put the rubber strap around the front pulley of your scooter in order to hold it while you to untighten, to loosen the bolt right here, the 17mm bolt. So in order to do this, you have to put the strap around, but you have to be careful there, because there is two ways to put the strap. As you can see, if I put it this way, you see the logo facing you. If I have to unscrew the bolt, to unscrew it I have to rotate it this way, and rotating this way will pull the movable section of the boa constrictor. That is not what we want. We want to unscrew the bolt. So you have to make sure the boa constrictor is positioned on the proper side. The proper side is the face with no logo facing. So you have to put it around. Be careful, you have to center it because the front pulley itself is quite narrow. So once you have tightened the strap around, you can use the ratchet and the 17mm wrench in order to untighten the screw. It is quite tight, it's normal. Okay, now it's untightened. So this is how you loosen the bolt. So once the bolt is untightened, you remove it, remove the bolt. See the bolt? Right under the bolt there is a washer, quite big and quite thick. Set it aside. After the washer there is this part here. It's called the one-way clutch, and this is actually the part that engages with the kickstarter when the kickstarter is needed. After that, remove this part here, the front part of the front pulley. This is actually where the belt rubs. Okay, the belt right here. And after that, remove. See on the axle. Right after that, there is a small washer. Oops. Quite small washer, about 1mm thick. And this is actually the part that restricts the top speed of the C3. I didn't believe at first that such a small piece, you know, the first time I took apart the transmission, I didn't believe that such a small part could actually limit the top speed, because I already saw on other internet forums derestriction method for two-stroke scooter like Biwi's or Vino or whatever, and the actual washer to remove in order to derestrict these scooters were much bigger. The washer was much bigger and thicker. So when I first took apart the transmission, I saw this washer, but I thought this cannot be a restrictor. It's so small compared to what I saw on internet. But after that I tried it, and believe me, actually removing this small washer will add about 6 or 7 kilometers an hour to the top speed of your C3. So by removing it, you can increase your top speed. Your top speed.